This is Song of Wata, written, illustrated, and narrated by Nakia Shade, with music composed by Tawny Marie Edwards, Queen of Goldfish, a serialized audiobook drama and Masala fiction published by Masala Studios Incorporated. Chapter 8, Sela's Lighthouse. Look, those are your burdens, Niambe, not mine. I need to discover Cascadia and make my own choices, live my own life. Okay? I'm not a kid anymore. I know you're not a child. That's what scares me. Just remember those words when you come crawling back to Carrie. Mary John, rocks won't heal Baba or protect our legacy. I don't want it. Pawn it off like you did with my gifts in Portigoro. Let her. At least someone wants it. I met her too, Sela. My grief is not smaller than yours. Sorry, Mrs. Malik. Your back must hurt from lying down all day. Shut up. The slap cracks with the lightning. Sela hits back. Harder. Four months of loneliness are almost over, but the sea remembers every kindness and every betrayal. In 14 minutes, Niambe will hug Sela again. News of Ambassador Delphine's offshore platform hums to the radio. We take you live to the platform off the Cascadia coast, 15 miles from the famous Hesita Head Lighthouse, home to Sister Vivian's, a private academy for. The space heater blasts warmth against Niambe's damp skin as the radio booms with a report from Sister Vivian's office. The smell of chalk and sardines fills the air, thick and lingering, as Niambe passes the checkpoint, offering the 88-year-old sailor turned teacher a lacquered box of chocolate hazelnut and marionberry currant tarts from Carrie's famed bakery, La Serena. Masalama, Sister Vivian. Masalama, Niambe. Sela is a handful, but lately she's been less so. Glad to see you're rubbing off on her. Sela has a mind of her own, thankfully, sister. I'd like to keep it that way. The space heater hums. Chalk dust drips through the air into the main hallway. Then, perfume, laughter, bright voices. The sound of 11 women rushing over at the sight of the lacquered boxes. Salam, Mrs. Malik. Thank you so much. Mrs. Malik, we sing along to your songs every day. We even recorded your gala performance on VCR. Can I have an autograph? Their excitement washes over her. Niambe smiles, signing greeting cards, notebooks, even the blue cast on Eve's arm. Their warmth reminds her of the elementary-age foster girls she mentors on weekends at the youth center. Ronnie, perched on her shoulder, becomes the new celebrity, petted and praised by a dozen soft hands. Ronnie likes sweets, right? Can she have Megli rice pudding? We have extra from this morning's Hanukkah potluck. Thank you. Just one is fine. The serpent squeals, tail rattling, as she leaps on the counter to lap the cinnamon-scented pudding from a glass cup. Mrs. Malik, will you sing for us today? Please? I'm sorry, sisters. Not today. I'm here to see Sela. Aww. The women disperse, yapping and happy. Niambe exhales. Ronnie keeps munching the megwee. You'll find Sela scheming in her lighthouse tower. I'm Jane, her roommate. Jane stands by the door, cream-colored hijab pinned with star-shaped barrettes that catch the light. Thank you, Jane. Where can I leave the gifts for you and the sisters? The pantry closet should be fine. The pantry smells of marionberries, hazelnuts, thyme, and smoked fish. The smells of cowrie. Niambe sets her purse on the table. Glass jars line the shelves, alphabetized and arranged by country of origin, each label written in Sela's neat hand. This is all Sela's idea. She's very precious about the phone booth. That's why Sela, organized and methodical. Outside, the Pacific crashes against the cliffs. Ronnie coils around Nyambe's neck, humming softly. From her station on the steps of the lighthouse, they wait. She observes the metal platform 15 miles out, Ambassador Delphine's newest offshore platform partnership with Crescent Oil. The shimmer begins in Nyambe's cowls, a cool, silvery glimmer rising through her skin. She exhales. For some, comfort means shoes off, or squelching their feet in the grass. For Nyambe, it means letting her serpent and sea nature return. Her legs fuse, the serpent's tail unfurling in a shimmery, misty bloom. Scales catch the sunlight, blue, green, and silver, the colors of her ancestors and mother, whispering into water. She flips her tail to the side of the stairs, breathing in rhythm with the sea. Ronnie settles beside her, purring. Now, she's only Mami Wata again. No title, no marriage, no performance. Ronnie chirps, draping herself across Yambe's arms. Salam, Menace, Sela teases. Salam, Big Sis. Salam, Sela. The sisters embrace. Rose petals fall from Nyambe's hair. Nyambe's diamond tears fall at Sela's feet. I know you said no crying, but I'm just so happy to see you. Sela smiles, though envy flickers behind her blue, half-serpent eyes. She has never been able to transform into a Mami Wata. Her knees still ache from childhood illness. The ocean's tax for mercy, Mama used to call it. Well, time to go inside. No, Nini. Sela catches her hand, pulling her into a hug and patting her upper back. Just stay with me out here a little longer. Yambe softens. All right. Sela flexes her toes in the wet sand, then sits in front of Nyambe on the steps. The ocean hushes around them. Nyambe twists the cap off the bottle of shea and castor oil. Sela picks up a smooth stone, turning it in her palm. Pretty rock, but I'm never getting married. I'd rather be free like the sea. A faint laugh. Mama only married Baba because he built Cowrie. Nyambe smiles, pouring oil into her hands. You always say that, but there's plenty of fishermen in the sea for a Mami Wata to catch. Sela snorts. Then, without missing a beat, she leans back and admires Nyambe's hand, her fingers quick and light. Your technique's improved, Nyambe murmurs, running the oil through Sela's curls. I barely noticed. I'm so proud of you. I have lots of time to practice on Sister Vivian, Sela says, and the ring glints between her fingers, freshly pickpocketed. Nyambe pauses, mid-stroke of the vented brush. Sela grins. It's so big, you have to turn it around so the diamond doesn't get stuck in your hair. Obnoxious. I'll take it off your hands. Nice try. His wand will have a fit. I told him to replace it. He refuses. Sela pouts and returns the ring. Name resumes massaging her scalp, slow and rhythmic. The scent of rose, rosemary, and sea salt wraps them both in a cocoon beneath the Douglas firs and the ancient lighthouse wall. Jane is so sweet, Niambe says softly. I'm surprised you have a new roommate. Is she your sixth this year? Sela shrugs. She's quiet, keeps to herself. Niambe pauses, fingers still working through the curls. Do you like her? Sela hesitates, just long enough for Niambe to feel it in the muscles of her neck. She's fine. I can play nice when I want to. And anyway, she knows a lot about Mami Wata and human medicine. She's studying to be an MD doctor. She prescribed me an herbal salve for shedding in cold weather. Niambe hums. So, the last 4 years, it's just been you? The only Mami Wata at the academy? Did the other sisters treat you well? A small silence. Sela folds a stray curl behind her ear. Of course they like me. Just not enough to see me. The sisters like Sela well enough, the way people like someone who's always there, but never fully there. No one disliked Sela. They just didn't remember to notice her. Not like Niambe. Niambe's hands soften instantly. Her whole touch becomes gentle, protective. Yeah. Sela reaches into her caftan pocket and pulls out a grungy leather journal, flipping to a marked page. Most of the Mami Wata are too afraid to come here now that Mom's gone. They don't feel safe with Delphine in power. But some still visit, seafaring traders from the coast, or those who ride in from the mountains on horseback and water trains to trade. How do you know that? I go to Portugoa when Sister Vivian needs help. She won't drive at night with her cataracts. You added roses to the hair oil. It smells like Mama. Hair braiding is a beauty ritual Yamaya's parents never shared growing up. So she kept it sacred for her daughters every weekend, braiding their hair into guata styles, adorned with cowrie shells, flowers, seaweed, and gold clips. Mama and Niambe would hum Guaranese songs while the chefs served fried shrimp, greens, red beans, and rice. A melody rises to Niambe's lips. Sela closes her eyes, breathing in the song, breathing in the past. When, when she finishes the last braid, Niambe reaches for the small jade mirror she brought from Kauri. She holds it up gently. A quiet beat. The waves hush themselves to listen. You look beautiful, just like Mom. Sela's breath catches, but she nods, swallowing whatever rises in her throat. Nyambe squeezes her shoulders. I cooked you dinner, but first, tarts. She hands Sela the gift basket and lacquered box of tarts. Ronnie, ever the helper, coils around the glass chai cups and uses her tail to pour chai from the thermos. My favorite, Marionberry. Sela pops the candied Marionberry in her mouth, while Nyambe licks the chocolate ganache off the hazelnut tarts. Later, after the tarts and chai are gone, inside Sela's lighthouse, Nyambe reheats the home-cooked dinner. Sela's room is decorated with nautical themes, maps of foreign lands spread across the dining room table and pinned along the walls. A vanity with jewelry boxes and neatly pressed outfits from Asian and European countries hung on a rack. A flourishing window garden and old swords etched with the family crest. What happened to my gifts and your collections of gizmos and knickknacks? It's way smaller than I remembered. They're in storage. I'm a minimalist now. A cassette player hums softly, a woman's voice slipping between Arabic lyrics and a dusty guitar riff. Your room looks like Baba's office from his pirate days, Nyambe says, brushing a map edge with her thumb. I spent a long time getting it right. Sela lifts a shrimp, drops it into the red beans and rice, then tastes the solid. Wow, blackened fish with cucumber salad, hot water cornbread, red beans and rice. You remembered. At the mat-covered table, Niambe whispers a quiet duo. Sela folds her hands and thanks. They place the napkin neatly on their laps and begin to eat. You cook like Baba. Niambe puts an extra serving of hot water cornbread on Sela's plate. I packed you extra meals for the week. You know, he was trained by world-famous chefs during his time as a pirate. I only remember the basics from watching him cook. In Kauri, the chefs cook, or we eat out. Anyway, I miss him and Mama. Do you think she's still out there? I don't know. Yambe's gaze drifts to the rain pelting the window. I feel her, sometimes, when I perform, or when I visit Baba. The great blue herons still visit me, Sela murmurs. They leave fish and trinkets. She opens her palm. This summer, they left these stones. Larimar set in copper glows in the light. Ronnie's eyes glint the same blue glassy hue. I've seen that before. Delphine's cane has that stone. Same shimmer, same markings. Sela inhales shakily. Mama's energy is in these stones. I can feel her. Not hear, but feel. It looks like one of her scales, Nyambe says. A familiar scent drips between them. Faint rose. Cool sea salt. Nyambe runs her thumb over the stone surface. Mama. It's smooth like her scales. I almost forgot the texture, but the smell, that's her. Like a rose garden. Ronnie noses the pendant, tasting the air, the flick of her tongue. Menace, don't eat that. Sela scolds lightly. Then to Nyambe. Don't you feel her? No. Nyambe hands the stone back, gently but firmly. Sela pulls two more pendants from her pocket. I made one for you and for Baba. Give him this. That's all right. Nyambe's voice turns tight. Practiced. You and Baba can, but I can't. Maybe she talks to you through rocks, rivers, but all I hear is silence. She slides it back to Sela. Give it to him yourself. Sela recoils slightly. You'd think he'd want to see me? Of course. Why wouldn't he? He wasn't there when we needed him. Maybe he forgot about me. Sela, he's been grieving since Mama disappeared. We have to have a bigger heart. We should be grateful. And forgive him. Easy for you? You're married to a rich man. You're a celebrity with fans. I'm wasting my life in this academy. Nyambe's eyes crack with pain. She sips water and swallows her offense to Sela's misguided anger. A scream shakes the lighthouse windows. The sisters freeze, eyes darting out the windows, down from the main house. Where did you leave the treats for the sisters? In the kitchen pantry. The damn dog will get to them. Ronnie hisses, then slithers down Nyambe's shoulders, sensing the chaos and pilfered sweets. Nyambe shifts back to her human form. The shimmer retreats. Scales dissolve the skin. She flicks her toes, steadies herself, and follows Sela down the slick lighthouse stairs. They rush down the spiral staircase. Sela, half limping, half sliding on the rail, while Nyambe follows, clutching her skirt. The smell of sweet rice pudding hits them before they even reach the pantry doors. The pantry door hangs open. Megli and tarts smear the tile floor, and the community slahi shaitan stands in the middle of it all, tail wagging proudly. nose buried in the lacquered box from La Sirena. Shaitan! Jane shouts from the hall, snapping a kitchen towel. Out! Greedy menace. The dog barks, sugar dust coating his muzzle. The suitcase falls to the floor, along with Niambe's purse. Ronnie lunges forward, curling protectively, as if to reclaim the sweets. The two circle each other, serpent and hound, in a ridiculous standoff. Stop it, both of you, Niambe gasps. They're just sweets. Jane grabs a broom and finally shoos the dog out of the back room, muttering, greedy fat dog, every time. Sela crouches to rescue the least damaged tarts, brushing crumbs off their tops. This is why I'm in charge of the phone booth. One distraction, and the whole pantry turns into a circus. Nyambe kneels beside her with a faint smile. Maybe the sisters will still appreciate the gesture, even if the dog got the first taste. Ronnie purrs, crumbs glittering against her scales. Their shared laughter flickers, small, fragile, but real. Then, Nyambe's gaze lands on the torn train ticket peeking from Sela's half-open suitcase. Her smile thins. Sela, where are you planning to go? Saba, Netherlands. What's in Saba? Nothing. No one. Nobody knows me. Sela snatches the ticket and stuffs it into her caftan pocket. Why? Nyambe looks her straight in the eye. Sela doesn't bend. I didn't want to tell you. I'll be 20 soon. I can do whatever I want. You sure about Saba? Last year, you were obsessed with Auckland. Saba is a place this time. I'm sure, Nyambe. So, you're leaving me? No. I'm leaving all of this. Don't you get it? I'm a useless mutt. Not human. Not Mami Wata. I don't belong here. Now, you're going to crash out because I want something you didn't approve. Nyambe takes a long breath and steps back, eyes drifting out to the metal skeleton of the oil platform rising from the Pacific. She speaks slowly, carefully, like she's choosing each word with shaking hands. Sela, that isn't true. I'm just surprised. You used to tell me everything. Now you're sneaking to port towns and planning trips you can't explain. When did you stop trusting me? When you chose your new life over me? Yanbei's eyes focus on Sela in pain, not anger. She steps forward, hand pointed at her, her voice low, tired, raw, mother-like. Sela shrinks back to the island, achy knees locked. Let me tell you something, Sela. Everything I've done, everything I lost for you, for Bala. I married Rizonadine for Bob's health, your safety, and our future. I didn't want to be alone, eating curry. Do you know what I want? I want to sing, to travel, to get married, and live in an acreage homestead with a rose garden. But I stayed. I've been holding this family together since Mom disappeared, and I'm doing my best. Her voice breaks. Hands fall to wipe her pearl tears. Jagged rose petals scatter from Nyambe's hair to the floor. Sela holds Nyambe's gaze, clutching the pendant in her palms. Look, those are your burdens, Nyambe, not mine. I need to discover Cascadia and make my own choices. Live my own life, okay? I'm not a kid anymore. I know you're not a child. That's what scares me. Sela rocks on her heels and leans against the island counter. The stones tremble in her palms. Remember those words when you come crawling back to Cowrie. You say that now because I'm your safety net. Medijon rocks won't heal Bala or protect our legacy. I don't want it. Pawn it off like you did with my gifts in Portugal. Niambe flings the pendant into the lacquer box of the spoiled tarts. It skids, spins. Ronnie lunges. A flash of tongue. Gulp, gone. Ronnie! Jane and Sela shout. Niambe just stares. Let her. At least someone wants it. I matter too, Sela. My grief is not smaller than yours. And I'm exhausted pretending Mom's memory fills every empty spot in my life or gallery. Sorry, Mrs. Malik. Your back was hurt from lying down all day. Shut up. The slap cracks at the lightning. Sela's head jerks sideways. A cut from Nyambe's wedding ring marks her skin. She slaps her sister back, harder. The echo swallowed by the construction of the oil fracking and Shantan's pained whimpers. Then, Sela storms toward the lighthouse. Shaitan reappears, wheezing, then vomits at Nyambe's mules. She gags, one hand to her mouth, the other trembling against her cheek. Jane sighs and grabs the mop. Nyambe kneels to help. Ronnie coils protectively around her neck, humming softly, little glows pulsing under her scales. Outside, the Pacific thunders against the cliff, steady, endless, crying the sisters' names. They don't know yet that by morning another call will come from Carrie, one that will shift their fates again. Sela slams her lighthouse door, rain dripping from her hair as her wet feet sink into a waiting blanket. A pillow hits the table with a dull thud. Inside Ronnie's stomach, the swallow Laramar cracks once, a faint glow flickering beneath the serpent skin.